Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here, and today we have a very exciting video because I am going to be visiting every single library in the Bay Area. It's giving camp. Okay, let me preface, I'm only gonna do the South Bay because the entire Bay Area has like 9 counties, but nonetheless there are over 30 libraries in the South Bay, so I think that alone is enough for me to do like 10 episodes. This is going to be a series and I'm trying to aim for 3 to 4 libraries per video. And if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, or if you know me at all, you know I love the library system and just public service and public resources. I have been volunteering at my local library for over a year now. Libraries are truly one of the last free third space that we have that offers not just borrowing books but also all sorts of media like comics, graphic novels, DVDs, CDs, TV shows, video games, puzzles. The library also provides vulnerable community with free Wi-Fi, free access to computers and laptop, free passport service. Overall, just provides shelter and a safe space for people who really need it. So I'm a huge advocate for the library and I always want to use my platform to promote the library and encourage people to go to them. And I'm just a very big fan of the library, so hopefully this video will encourage you to visit your library as well. Today, we are focusing on Santa Clara County, which has 8 libraries. There is Cupertino, Saratoga, Los Altos, Campbell, Gilroy, Milpitas, Morgan Hill, and the Woodland branch. And for each of the libraries that I go to, I'm going to review them. I'm not going to rank them because I know libraries depend on public funding and just the area that they serve. So I don't want to judge too harshly on each library because each library's circumstances is a little different. So I'm just going to review on the overall vibe check. Is it cozy? How's the lighting? How's the design? How does it feel overall? Second, I'm going to look at their collection of media. So are there any new releases? How much volume of media do they have? I'm also going to look at their parking. Is there enough parking space? Because that is very important. The seats, is it comfy? How much seats are there? Are there a lot of variety of different seats like couches, regular chairs, benches? Last but not least, I'm going to note of any extra features or amenities that each library has. With that being said, let's go. This is a temporary library while they are renovating the actual Campbell library, and this is way smaller than I thought, and I thought I would just do my review right here, right outside, as my thoughts are fresh. It's quite small, but the selections were still pretty good. A lot of new releases, and there was a DVD and audiobook section and a lot of kids stuff and young adult and history. So I thought the selection was pretty good for having only like 7 rows of books. The seating though, there was only like 4 chairs. So not really a library where you can sit. I know this is just temporary, but I thought this was still really great what they put on in place for the construction. And there was a decent amount of people in there. Like every row, there was someone checking out books and looking at stuff. So I'm glad people are still using this library despite how small it is. And overall, the vibe is just what the name is. And it's an express library. You go in, pick out your book, and then you leave. It's not really somewhere you chill. There is only, I think, one or two computers that you can use. And I also just wanted to note that this is right inside the Campbell Community Center. This is just one of the buildings. So there are a lot of other buildings. It kind of looks like a school. The parking is pretty good. As you can see, these are all buildings from the city itself of Campbell. So this is theater, pool, fitness, tennis, banquet, community center, office. So I guess all of this is just city buildings. And the parking is pretty great. It's pretty spacious. I mean, probably help that half of the parking lot is empty. Currently at the Saratoga Library, and right off the bat, I love the outside design of the woody, very naturey, big tall trees surrounding the library makes it super vibey. And it's like you can see the mountain. I just really like this area and outside the way it's set up. It's giving camp, and I love that. And the selection was super, super good. There was huge amounts of books and DVDs and audiobooks and all sorts of medias, and the children's section was also huge. There was a whole playground in there, which was very surprising, and I didn't film that much in the children's area because I didn't want to get kids in my video. But in the adult section, there was a lot of computers, a lot of seatings, a lot of varieties. There were tables and chairs. There was also sofa, like single couch chairs. It was quite busy. I saw a kid playing Minecraft on the computer. So that was interesting. Whole library setup, layout, and design, the lighting is just so good. It's just perfect. I really like the vibe of the Saratoga Library. And all the seating area also has a great view. When you look outside the window, it's just a bunch of greenery and trees and grass and flowers. For the size of this library, I do think the parking can be a little bit bigger and better. It seems like it's quite small, especially if there are any events going on at the library. There's probably not enough parking. There was a lot of new releases, a very good selection of books. Very, very impressed by the DVD section as well. Overall, super cozy. I could spend hours in there just reading and chilling. There was a cafe section where they're selling used books for between $1 and $3. The books that they were selling, I recognize a lot of them, and they're pretty big authors. And I thought the cafe was really well, nicely organized. They're selling books from all different genres, from politics to nature to geography, history, math textbooks, SAT books, children's board books. Overall, I love this library. Also, there was a quiet reading room, which was quite big, and it was very nice inside. I did not go inside because I didn't want to film people reading, but it looked really nice. There's just a lot of great little reading corners throughout the library. So many rows of books, seating by the window with great ambiance. Final library we have today is the Cupertino Library. I love this library as well. It just got renovated, I think about 6-7 years ago. So it is relatively new and the design is pretty modern compared to Saratoga or Campbell. You can see the lighting in the background is gorgeous, and they do close at 9, which is one of the libraries that close the latest. The other libraries usually close at 5 or 6. They also have a huge selections of new releases and all sorts of DVDs and CDs and audiobooks, and also foreign language books. So the bottom floor was mostly children's section and the holds area. The children's section has a whole playground and aquarium, and there were also a really good selection of video games of Xbox, Nintendo. They also have sections for classic books and specifically teen classics, thriller, mysteries, everything you can think of, they have it. Really appreciate the little exhibit they have in the front room about Chinese American stories and voices. There are also a section where they were displaying, I think, teens art. Overall, it feels very community, and there is also a lot of seating. Not that many variation of seating. They're mostly just desk and chair and some individual couches. There was a lot of computers. I did not see an elevator, but they must have one. There was a little courtyard outside where you can sit. Overall, this library is very slight. I'm back home now. I had so much fun visiting all the libraries, and I cannot wait to explore more libraries in the South Bay. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!